Good morning. I'm here with my little Tomta this morning, December 18th, and hoping everybody's doing well. We're getting ready for some really bitter cold weather this coming week. So I hope everybody's prepared and everybody keeps warm. But I wanted to get on here today, speak about a sore subject, and that is the latest oil spill from the Keystone that happened about a week ago up in Kansas, and that was at Mill Creek in Washington County, where it spilled 588,000 gallons of oil there in Kansas. And so that's bad news. If anybody, Keystone, this they've had 22 oil spills in the last decade. For whatever reason, this pipeline that was run by TC was given a special permit to run this pipeline at an increased pressure, which is actually unheard of, which leads one to, kind of question whether a special permit, for whatever reason, may have caused this rupture in this pipeline. And this oil pipeline, this comes out of Canada. This comes out of the tar sands. This is a little different. They add chemicals to this oil because it is so thick, just to be able to move it through the pipeline. It's highly toxic because of bitumen that's added into this. It doesn't act like other oils. And what happens is, like in an oil spill, anything that it touches, clings to, it's going to have to be pulled up and disposed of. You can't get it off. And also it doesn't float on the surface like you would see with regular oil. It actually will sink to the bottom of a wetland or waterway. And this recent oil spill happened to affect waterway. And over the years, more and more pipelines have been going in. One in northern Arkansas that I know of, another one through the state of Missouri. Well, it's so crazy they want to run these things through waterways, even major waterways like the Mississippi River. So that was, if you might recall, the Dakota Access Pipeline, which is still in litigation. That happened back in the big, it went on for years, still ongoing, but the big conflict really happened in 2016. It was sad to say that some of that message got lost during that protest up there with the tribes because it got infiltrated by outside factions. But anyway, I don't know. The one thing is these companies, they don't maintain these lines well at all. It has been shown that they are not built well. So unless these companies are able to build them well and maintain them, they need to go out of business, because they need to be held accountable. It will take years for Kansas, just like what happened in Michigan back in 2010 along the Kalamazoo. And I will link a video below if you want to really see what these people have went through. And it happened up there in Michigan with this same pipeline. And let's not forget, in recent past, back in 2013, the Mayflower incident in Mayflower, Arkansas. You might want to look that up and see the absolute disaster that it caused down there and what it did to the people in the land. So it's not good. If we can't do it right, then we don't need to be doing it. And I'm not against the oil industry or anything at all. Don't go there with me, because people would say, oh, well, we need to go solar panels. Well, let me tell you what, that's a whole other can of worms. Now, I have a small little unit and I run it off an acid-filled battery. But these solar panels, they're highly toxic. I don't want the land all over this country filled with solar panels and wind turbines. That's crazy. And not only in batteries, the batteries that a lot of these solar panels that people prefer to use is the lithium. Well, that's another whole story. Lithium unstable. They get exposed to moisture, especially as we've seen recently with salt water. The things go kaboom. Lithium in your little cell phones. Wonder why they catch on fire? Lithium batteries. So it's not a solution. We need to come up with a solution, a better solution to what's going on. But right now, until that day happens with what we've got, with fossil fuels, the way they are transported, these companies need to be held to a higher standard. So look into it. I'll link the description to the main article if you hadn't heard about the oil spill in Kansas, and also a video that was done a few years back regarding the same pipeline up in Michigan, and it's an eye-opener, and I highly recommend watching it. So talk to you later, and have a good weekend.